Hello, TikTok. We made it before it gets banned here in America. But this is the JC Money Show exclusive on the TikTok here. Just a little quick blurb about the New York Jets and their 2024 season and what I am constantly asked what I think. I must be the only New York Jets fan people know, but what I think on the disappointing 5 and 12 campaign. And look, there's a lot of things that we can talk about with it. Uh, One of the main things that everybody seemed to be focusing on was Aaron Rodgers and calling him the problem of the team. And he got the GM fired, he got the head coach fired, and he got his buddies in, and they're this. But I don't recall Aaron Rodgers playing defense at all. In fact, those one score games that they lost by, a number of those were because of the defense not making tackles and having some costly penalties that cost yardage. And sure, I'm sure there were some drops in the offensive side of the ball, but the defense really had a hard time living up to the moniker that they had the last 3 years before that, being a top five defense in the National Football League. But the focus seems to be on Aaron Rodgers. So um, not for nothing, he didn't really have a bad year when you put it all together. Sure, if you're looking at things like completion percentage being 63 or a passer rating of 90.5, I mean, I don't really know what a good passer rating is aside from 158.3 being a perfect passer rating. I'm guessing 90 is probably not really good, but I don't know. I could be wrong. But either way, out of 584 attempts, he completed 368 of his passes for 3,897 yards, 28 touchdowns to 11 interceptions. So he almost even had 30 touchdowns, but he didn't. But his 3,897 yards actually puts him at number 3 in team history for most yardage thrown by a quarterback in a single season. Joe Namath in 1967 leads that with 4,007 yards. Fitzmagic, Ryan Fitzpatrick in 2015 threw for 3,905 yards, almost hit that 4,000 yard mark that year. He led the Jets to a 10-6 record, but they didn't make the playoffs. Thanks Buffalo for that one. Number 3 would be 2024 Aaron Rodgers with the aforementioned 3,897 passing yards, and then after that would be Ken O'Brien in 1985 with 3,888, and Vinny Testaverde in 1998 with 3,732. So comparatively speaking to those names, Aaron Rodgers didn't really do too bad. A lot of the blame, like I said, can be placed on the defense, and I will blame them for quite a few of these games that I saw losses happen. But really and truthfully, the blame is up top, the very top. Woody Johnson and the Johnson family, and I just have not been sold on them as owners. They always seem to compete for the back page and not for the championship. Always seem to be competing with the big brother New York Giants for attention in the New York media, which is really silly and a poor way to run the team. So until like that mentality changes within the ownership and they start functioning like an actual business of a professional football team, I fear it's going to be more of the same for the New York Jets. I want to be wrong. I have been a fan of this team for 41 years, and I like to continue to be a fan, but it's really tough to justify making purchases and supporting the team when it seems optically that the team has a very, very difficult time in supporting itself. So, wanted to put that here to the TikTok for a little bit of exclusivity. But while it was fresh on my mind on this Sunday night, final Sunday night of the NFL season, and that's really that. So, hey, whatever podcast platform you have, you can find the JC Money Show, you can find Trust the Podcast, and you can find Gear Radio Network on there. Definitely type them in to your favorite podcast app and hit the subscribe button. And that way you'll be notified of any new episode that comes out whenever it does, because we're going to be doing a lot of them in 2025. And if you're looking for me in the wrestling world, I will be appearing at Marketplace Mall on Saturday, January 11th for Upstate Pro Wrestling. Myself and a mystery partner versus the Neck Crankers. My quest for more championship gold as I approach 1 month shy of 25 years being in the professional wrestling world. So it's going to be fun. That'll be Saturday, and later on this week, look for Ryan and I on Trust the Podcast on the Gear Radio Network. We're going to talk about the Buffalo Bills. We're probably going to be talking about the playoffs, and as we get ready to finish the football season. Now, if you're watching along. The Detroit Lions just scored a touchdown, so I'm going to get back to watching this game because it's getting my attention. Thank you all for tuning in, and everybody have a good night.